Dr. Bob here again, and I am wanting to move on to some more topics of just general medical issues to provide a little bit more explanation of what some of these things are that may plague various individuals. But I have to revisit obesity because literally when I just finished my last subject on that, Medscape article came up, and I just didn't like the heading, "Time to Shame the Fat Shamers." And I read the entire article, and though I overall agreed with the content that was in there, meaning pointing out that obesity is a problem that leads to depression and that making people feel bad about it is the wrong thing to do and it makes them less likely to seek help. And it was basically speaking to doctors saying we can't let people feel bad about obesity. And it reminds me of several years ago when the beautiful country music singer Kelly Clarkson I saw on a front page of one of the magazines where it was saying that she was so much happier now that she accepted being overweight, and now she was happier. And I don't want anybody to be unhappy, but to sweep the issue of obesity and its effect on our overall health and well-being under the rug over the guise that you're beautiful and okay to be obese, and it just doesn't play well with me. As clinicians in particular, we have to learn how to help people manage obesity, but make them understand that it's not a cosmetic problem, and though it has no effect on their value or self-worth, it has a massive effect on their long-term health and well-being. And the one thing that, there's a couple things that I'm going to point out when we get to the strategy on how to win against obesity. And one of the things is going to be the significant genetic component. And then there are other physiological things that are very troublesome, especially once it gets to an advanced stage. And I'm going to teach you about all of those things as part of the strategy of how to win. But the most important thing is that we really do now have excellent medical therapies. I'm employing them regularly in my practice, not just improving people's baseline hormone levels, which can be a huge factor if you've reached that time of andropause or menopause, which is going to make most people struggle to some extent. But actual medical therapies now that are not like the old fen-phen that caused heart damage and was basically speed, but strategies that actually improve other disease markers as you lose weight. And we'll learn all about those when it comes to the how. But learning about obesity and its harmful effects on your long-term well-being is the why, and that's why we spent that bit of time. So I'm sorry to have to revisit that, but it's not a cosmetic problem, folks. So anyways, thank you for listening, and we'll move on.